All right. Brandon, let's dive in, bro. Let me do that part again because my face is not in the shot. All right. Brandon, let's dive in, man. First and foremost, brother, thanks for taking the time to just talk about your journey so far at OTA. For those who don't know, it's Brandon Thompson, aka Nerdy Lifter, can confirm. Quick backstory before I get into learning about his experience. Brandon, some of you may know him. He's like a local legend at the Starbucks off here, 55th and Wads.
Yeah, 5545.
53rd, somewhere in there. And for the longest time, Brandon would just hit me with these random strength training questions as I was coming in buying my coffee. And eventually he's like, all right, Colby's not full of shit. I think he knows what he's talking about. Let me see if I can get some progress.
No, I was like, you always had an answer too. You'd always ask me a question at the same time. You'd be like, so what are you still doing? I'm like, well, here's what I've been running for the past like 3 or 4 weeks or whatever the heck it was.
Yeah. I remember that. You'd have it in your notes app in the phone. You just be like, exactly here's what it is. Here it is. So
take notes
yeah, man, my intent with these is twofold. Number one, I want to celebrate you, highlight you, and just kind of share your story as a means to impact and help more folks. Secondarily, I want to pull out lessons and themes as to why people are so consistent with exercise. So I'm just going to fire off some questions, man. Feel free to talk as long as or as little as you like, and I'll just kind of guide this thing. So first question, man, can you tell us a little bit more about your background before coming to OTA?
So yeah, didn't really do a whole lot of gym, like athletics and whatnot was out of my mind all the way through high school. I did theater. I still have a thespian card in my wallet, actually, if I'm being honest.
This doesn't surprise me.
No, not at all. And then in all honesty, it's probably about like 21, 22 when I started to get kind of too big for my jeans, and I'm too cheap to buy new jeans. So rather than buy new jeans, I'll spend, $25 on a gym membership and go running and pretend to know what I'm doing for a hot period of time. So I did that for years, and then I don't know, kind of got the bug, I guess is the way I phrase it. So then it kind of went down to, okay, what are actual exercises that I can be doing? What should I actually kind of be doing? And then that kind of thing. And then from there, it kind of just like snowballs. Once you start digging up into what you're doing, then you just keep on going. Like had a couple friends sign me up for a race one time, did a 10K and said I kind of needed to do more of that. Right. And just hopped onto a gym program because I needed some kind of a structure or something to kind of tell me what was going on. And then that was when y'all kind of showed up, if I'm being honest. And I was like, okay, fine. I know I need structure. So what kind of structure can they provide?
Awesome, man. Awesome. So it sounds like didn't grow up in athletics or in sports. You were a theater kid, which is like, it's perfect, man, for everything I know and love about you, man.
Played the violin all the way through high school. Yeah.
Before we set up the video, I had Brandon move, but his background was all like, what was all that?
I kind of like a library on one side. My roommate, so we kind of had it bisected. So my roommate's got the left side, I got the right side. So I got a bunch of books on one side. There's a family picture of us on the Universal ride. I've got a Comic-Con badge up on there.
Yeah, there we go.
All the things you need to have. Yeah.
That's awesome. And if you've never seen Brandon come in the gym, what was the shirt you had on in your award photo?
It's the Empire
and the tights that you have too. What are the tights?
I was like, I've got those. I've got Halloween leggings that I always try to wear. Along with I got Thanksgiving leggings. You just gotta try and spice it up. So if someone's gonna be looking at you, you might as well give them something to look at, right?
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. So, what challenges or issues were you facing when you decided to come to the gym? Like, what did you run into where you're like, okay, I need help?
I think a lot of it was kind of knowledge based, like knowledge and like not framework, what's the wrong, like structure, right? Because I could do something and I could be like, yes, I think that's what I wanted to do. Like maybe this is what I wanted to do. I don't exactly know what I need to have happen. So from a knowledge standpoint, I was deficient and I didn't exactly understand what my body needed or what I needed to be doing to get my body to a place that I wanted it to be, right? I could watch something on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, and I'd be like, sure, that sounds like me, and I could try it, but then, the guarantee on that's very minimal. And then same thing with like a structure, right? Where some mornings I'd wake up and I'd be like, I kind of don't want to go to the gym at 6:30 this morning. Don't want to do that today. And 6:30 would turn to 7 would turn to 7:30. Then by the time I actually got my ass to the gym, it would be, I'd only have 45 minutes as opposed to like the hour that I originally wanted to have. So like a big thing for me is structure, like some kind of like accountability and some kind of structure always helps me out.
Cool. So for you, it was really about like knowing you're on the right program for where you are and to push through some plateaus. So the knowledge. I want to follow up on that question actually. And secondarily, you said structure. So planning program is a part of that, but also the accountability of like your name's on a list, coach is waiting on you. Has that been impactful for you?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I mean, you can even, so Jasmine back in the day, dude, if Jasmine was in a class, you best believe you had to show up to class, dude. If you didn't show up to class and you showed up to a class and the next time she was in that same class, you would eat crow if you didn't show up. I think one of her famous quotes, I even asked, I was like, what are people doing when they cancel on class? And she's like, they're doing drugs, Brandon. You don't want to do drugs. You should come to class instead.
In her British accent, too.
In her British accent the whole way through.
Oh, Jazz is the best. I'm going to
tag her. Anytime someone skips class, they're doing drugs. So stay off drugs, go to the gym.
Man. Awesome. Okay. Secondarily, on the knowledge piece, have you picked up new information? Like, has your expansion of strength training improved as a result of training here?
100%. You can ask Dylan, like you can ask really just anybody. If I get a new exercise or I get something that I'm not familiar with, it's what are we looking for here, right? Like, what's the difference between this and this? Like, I think like RDLs, recently, I've been doing like a dead stop RDL versus like a when your foot's on a platform. What's the word I'm looking for?
Deficit.
Thank you. Sorry. Right. Like, what's the difference? What are you looking for me to accomplish in the variation between these two? Right. And Dylan will walk me through it. Shannon will walk me through it. Whoever's there at the time will just like walk me through it. And he's like, yeah, no. So like, this is what I'm looking for on this one. This is what I'm looking for on this one. And before this, I wouldn't have had, like, I would have tried a deficit. And I'm like, yes, that's a great stretch. Clearly, that's exactly what I want to be doing. But then I wouldn't have the framework to be doing, like, adding something else to it. Like, I think that was exactly what I needed to be doing, which is not harmful, but it's not as beneficial as it could be.
Totally. Man, I could go down. I'll keep this conversation focused on you. I love talking program design and intention, and the dead stop variation is a way to really challenge concentric control. So you start somebody in a full range of motion, essentially the muscle's fully lengthened, and then you take away that stretch reflex. Anderson squats or bottom up or pin presses, all these different variations. You can do it with almost every version of a pattern, maybe not a pulling pattern, but it is a form of progression to have somebody to develop starting strength without the stretch reflex that happens in our tendons and our muscles and all of that. Okay, awesome. So for you, it was about, number one was structure. You want to have a routine, want to have some set boundaries around when you go, accountability, but also having a plan. So I really love that. So how was a lack of structure and a lack of having a plan, what did that show up as in your training, in your fitness prior to coming to the gym?
I mean, like, look, if you give me an inch, I'm going to take a mile is kind of the way that I phrase that, right? So if I slack for a day, then like half the time the whole week shot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of how it goes. Because then it's like, shoot, man, I missed Monday. That was like supposed to be chest and tries. I don't really want to hit it on Tuesday because that's back and buys. And if you don't hit chest and tries, then you're not going to hit back and buys. If Thursday is cardio, you best believe I'm not going to do cardio if I ain't done my list beforehand. Like, you give me an inch, I'm going to take a mile. And it's the same way that I take training too, right? Like, if you tell me to do something, I'm going to go the full distance if I can, or something along those lines. But like, then it just became one of those where inconsistency strikes. Without a structure, without accountability, again, just give me an inch, I'll take a mile. Put a geeks in front of me, and you best believe that like it's not just one slice; it's going to be 4 or 7.
That's awesome. So were you pretty inconsistent prior to coming to OTA, or like, do you have like stretches where you just would not go to the gym for weeks at a time, or what was that like?
That would be it. There would be stretches, right? So like I could hop on for 2 months at a time, 3 months at a time, and then it would just disappear. There'd be like, I said, like I'd hop on like January would be a great month, and then February would just like fall off the map. Or I'd have like all summer I could be doing it great, and then a birthday comes up, and next thing you know, we're done, right? There's not like a get back to it kind of vibe.
Dude, totally. Right now I'm pulling up Train Heroic. I want to look at last year, 2024. Compliance. Give me 1 sec while this is loading up. No, so that's common, man. It's human nature. It's like, I'm reading a book right now called Exercised, Phil Lieberman. Really awesome book about why it's okay to be lazy, and basically we've evolved to be lazy, and exercise is weird. And he's making some really strong points.
Yeah, that's
let me see here. Brandon Thompson, where you at, bro? Oh my God. This has to be a mistake. Dylan has, over the last year, Dylan has prescribed you 192 sessions. You've done 192 sessions.
Yeah, no, we don't like to miss a day.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's that accountability section, right? If he's gonna put, he's putting in the time and the work, so he's gonna do it. So if
Yeah.
he's gonna do it, then I have to do it. The
Okay.
easy part's
That's
just showing
amazing.
up, or I shouldn't say the easy
Yeah.
part's showing up. The easy part's lifting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the plan's done for you, man. And seeing your progression has been really cool. So let's shift gears a little bit and look into terms of how we actually supported you. So what was the initial plan or framework that Coach Dillon put into place for you? What did you guys talk about in your consult and your assessment? And then, just to get the momentum, tell me a little bit more about prescription number one.
So my goal entering the gym was always like longevity, right? Like I want to be able to do this for a long time. I wanted to be, I don't need to be the 70-year-old that's like with a cane and needs someone else like to open the door for him to get in there, right? So longevity was always my goal, which I think speaks to like consistency and things like that, right? So Dylan was like, look, 3 days a week, we'll throw a cardio day in there, and it wasn't initially it was never anything like too over the top. It was like smaller dumbbell movements, strong core movements, that kind of thing was probably the initial prescription. Power off press, I think, was the first thing I was like, dude, what the heck am I doing with a band? I don't even know what this is. My hands are out in front of me, and sure, I'm doing something. Yes, it
That's
does.
funny.
But right, so that was kind of like the dip the toe in the water, get a bearing. Like he needed to understand what I was capable of, and I needed to understand that like I can't just go head first into these kinds of things. So I think that was kind of the first prescription. And then after that, because that was probably like October, so then December-ish time, I got no balls into doing a half marathon. Because I'd done a 10K the year prior, and he's like, yeah, dude, if you can do a 10K, you can do a half marathon. Bet you can. And I was like, son of a. And then I had to do a half marathon. So, so I'm telling Dan, I'm like, look, this is what I'm doing. I need my training to kind of reflect. I was like, look, I still want to be doing like the bigger stuff. But I need my training to like not impact my running or to kind of assist my running. And we moved on from there. And then like this past year, I was like, I want to get better at the big three list, right? The squats, the bench, and the deadlift. And he's like, we'll get you going, man. We'll get the Texas
method.
method.
Hoping you would talk about this. Yeah.
He's like, we'll get you on that Texas method. You're only going to be counting to 5 most days. I think I only counted to 5 for like 4 months. That was great.
Yeah.
And then now I finished a half marathon. I decided that I wanted to do a full marathon. So I was like, look, dude, I got a goal of under 4 hours, and I need my strength training to reflect my running, right? Like where running is now the priority. So I need my strength training to be an accessory to the running. And it's been a lot of, again, dialed back movements, right? It's like, look, this is the range of motion we're going to get you through. We're going to make sure that you're nice and balanced on your legs, and strong core. I make the joke now that like if I don't have a 6-pack by the time I'm done with this, I'm gonna be upset.
we'll build it underneath, bro. You got the diet on lock though, so that'll be no problem.
Also, speaking of that, y'all doing the protein challenge. What was it? Last January?
Last January, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Helped me out immensely. If it wasn't for Jasmine, I had that thing unlocked, dude.
She went perfect. Literally,
she did.
Perfect.
She went. I was 3 points behind her, and she was perfect because that first week I was like, nah, these people got wives, they got kids, they got husbands. I've got this. I can do this. I can slack like 3 days, and I slacked 3 days, and she did not, and I was never.
And that was the difference.
That was just that first week.
Yeah. We're doing that again in 2 weeks. I'm gonna kick that off. Modified version. This one's gonna be a little bit more focused on habit stacking. Breakfast, then breakfast, lunch, dinner, then cut out some of the nonsense for just a week and just see how it goes.
Anyway, and that was actually.
I digress.
Well, no, but that was exactly it, right? So it's talking about a consistency with a diet, forcing me to do, because I could do a protein shake, right? And I could say, cool, that's like 60 grams of protein, we're good. Like that's a higher protein diet. But having a number, picking that number, and then forcing me to track and make sure that I continually hit that number was how I got my breakfast, my lunch, my dinner all figured out and throw something else.
Have you kept doing that since then? I mean, that was a year ago. You still pretty much build your meals around protein?
Yeah. My Mondays are like my meal prep Monday and like my laundry and my whatever Monday. So that's when I do all that stuff. The cabinets are filled with Tupperware.
I sometimes wonder like the impact we have. I'm just in it every day. I don't really doing these interviews, by the way, I'm loving it so much because I get to pause and just see all the cool shit that's happening inside this community and hear about the impact firsthand, because I see you at the gym. I'll slap hands, say what's up. I see you at the coffee shop, but never really take time to be like, hey, dude, how's how's everything going? You know,
Yeah,
so
no,
to
I get
hear that tiny little challenge really impacted long-term consistent behavior is like, man, that's on you. That's amazing. That makes me feel really good that the knowledge we gave you, you value, you're implementing it, and you're rolling with.
yeah.
Um, so what outcomes have you noticed from being crazy consistent with your training and consulting with Dylan and working on your food? Tell me a little bit more. Measurables, unmeasurables, doesn't matter. How is your life different today than it was before you joined?
I mean, number one, I feel a lot better. I don't have to walk upstairs and like think about my life decisions as I'm at the base of the stairs. I mean, not that I was ever, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly that, right? Like, like I don't have to
Yeah.
hide for walking up a hill. I don't have to like hide that I'm secretly breathing hard. Um, dude, it's been fun. It's a different kind of framework too. The mental game is so much fun. I have the most fun at the gym with the mental game. It's also one of the reasons why I like running the most. And I don't know, some people, everybody has it. You just have to choose to activate it or not. So the mentality has just completely flipped from being, this is something that I kind of do, to like, nah, dude, like this is what I actually like to do. Like this is the part, like going to the gym or going for a run, like is the best part of my day. Everything else kind of is just like meh, right? Like I show up and I'm like, nah, dude, it's cool. I'll go say what's up to everybody. We'll have fun, and then we'll lift heavy circles and we'll go about our day. So that when that mental changes to like, and I always tell myself, I was like, dude, like if it gets harder, you don't want to do it. It's always like, dude, you kind of just ask for this, right? Like at no point in time did I never say that I didn't want this, right? So you have to pick what you want, and you have to say like, yeah, no, I asked for this. Like this sucks, and the bar's not moving at all. But son of a biscuit, I did ask for this. So if you ask for it, go do it.
Yeah.
And that mental change has probably been like one of the biggest factors.
Crazy, man. So big change has been mentally. You're just like, this is crazy to me because this is all I've seen. So I didn't know that you were not this.
No, yeah. It's like the past year's been great. And then it's also just been able to, I say yes to a lot more things now, right? Like I'm not I don't know if I'm just not lazy. Like I just get up and I'm like, nah, I'll go do that. And if I can get up and go to the gym, then I can get up and go do something else.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't say no to people a lot of times. I just get out and go do it. And I feel like the gym's kind of part of that, because if you start your day getting up and going and do something, then the rest of the day just like falls into place, right? Like if I was sleeping until noon, then I got nothing else to do with my day, right? Then I'm at work and I'm doing that. But if I'm up at 5, up at 6, and I'm at the gym by 6:30, and then I'm done by 7:30, 8 o'clock, I can go hang out, I can go do something, I can get something done. And then that falls within, like, even with my days off, right? Like Saturday or Sunday comes around and it's like, nah, I'm still going to be up probably about like 7-ish o'clock, and I got a whole day to go do something. I'm not going to be lounging around. So it's switching up.
You were able to run a half marathon?
Yeah, I did a half. The full's coming in May.
You probably did your own. I would imagine you did your own training leading into that. You're running.
Yeah, that was.
Tell me, were you able to get stronger in the past year?
Yeah, 100%. So that was actually what I found, what I had the most fun with on the marathon. So it was kind of it was mostly downhill, or the half marathon, I should say. It's mostly downhill, but it was kind of like rolling. Like you go downhill for a longer stretch and you kind of come up. And you're following other runners, you're competing. You're not really competing, but you're competing 100%.
Yeah.
And I would lose people on the downhills, but you best believe I was catching mofos on the uphills. I was like, this is my bread and butter. This is where I make my money, right? Like I did those calf raises I did those calf raises for this. I did the squats for this. I did the barbell RDLs for this. Like that was the whole point, right? Like I'm here to get stronger. And even currently on I haven't done anything over 7 miles as of right now. I'm on week 6. But like I did one of my runs that I did last year. It was an 8-miler, and I did it this past year, and the hills went smoother. So it's the same kind of thing, right? Where Dylan's programming to make sure the runs. So like the leg strength is stronger. I don't know if that's rollover from the Texas method when my squats went from like 180 up to 275. I don't know.
Did you squat 275 for 5?
275, 45, and then 25. Yeah, 275. Yeah.
For a first single rep. Peak out at in those.
Where say what?
Squat and deadlift. What did you like peak out? Where did you start? Where did you finish the Texas method?
So let's see here. So I think the start was 185 for bench press. I hit 225, and then I think I got a little too big for my britches and went for 245, and I missed 245. But I could
How many did you get?
I that was my last try. I hit 225. I went for 245, and I was like, I still got deadlifts to go. Let's kind of just leave something in the tank. And then squats, I know probably for a good squat, I think like 185 was where I started, and we capped out at 275 on squats. Squats was like one of my biggest improvements. And then deadlifts, I wasn't able to hit 315. I think I could hit 300 for a week rep of three. Like we gritted and tooted our whole way up to 300. I think on a deadlift, and then we capped out at like 335. I went for 350 and missed it, but 335 was what I had. So yeah. So
and you started around 300, 315?
Yeah. 315 was the goal on deadlifts because I've been sitting around 300, and I was like, I want to hit that extra plate. I want to slap the 45 on there.
And where did you finish at? 335?
335.
Wow, you got a lot. Okay, cool. Yeah. You got really strong.
It was fun.
That's cool.
I counted the 5. It was great. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, that's cool. Do you consider yourself more of like a endurance type person? Like, is that the thing you really, really love doing, running?
I don't know. It really goes back
you like
and forth.
Both. You just enjoy both.
I'm a really big fan of both. The endurance is kind of a mentality shift, right? Where it's all you versus you. So the community in running is so much fun. So running itself isn't the greatest in the world, but the community is awesome. So when you get to race day and party, because I've put the blood, toil, tears, and sweats, the quote, into it beforehand, right? So you just show up on race day and it's like, nah, look what I can do. And everybody else is doing the same thing. As opposed to weightlifting is kind of similar, but it's just there's more patience with weightlifting, I think.
Yeah, just like slow sport.
Where endurance requires patience, but it's also just suck it up, buttercup, and go. So like I enjoy that part of it, right? Like running is all David Goggins. You watch your David Goggins, and he just says, stay hard, got to carry the boats, got to carry the logs, and you're good to go. Like that's what running is. Running is just anybody can do it, and you just tell yourself not to quit. And the second you let yourself off the hook, you're cooked. You're done. But when you just keep going, you just keep going. Where lifting is, you kind of have to know your limits, pay attention to your body, listen to what you're doing, and then enjoy the process.
Yeah.
Is the way that I would
steady progression, steady exposure. Yeah, this is an activity that really really rewards consistency. It's just like if you're consistent, you're gonna get stronger. I guess any physical endeavor, maybe except golf. Maybe except those really high skill things. Obviously,
there you go. That's why I can't succeed at golf, is because I just don't have. Yeah.
Awesome. So I want to shift gears and look ahead to the future. I guess reflecting on your experience, what did you find the most helpful? What resources and support were you like, holy shit, this is amazing?
I do just solid programming in general, right? The list of exercises that they have in there and the knowledge base that your coaches have are phenomenal, right? Every single one of them. Because again, so I'm kind of a little turd. I'm a bit of a punk. I'm not going to do anything unless I know like the reason why behind it. And I have to get like behind that reason, right? Like I'm not a really good yes sir kind of guy. Like, don't get me wrong, I get it, I understand it, I can do it, but I don't like to, especially if like I'm being told to do something. So one of the biggest things for me was like the first question out of my mouth to anybody when it's something new is like, why am I doing this versus doing that? So the knowledge base that you guys prescribe is just phenomenal. It's more than I've seen out of anybody else, is the way that I'll phrase that.
Appreciate that, man. This is my craft, bro, and I love this. I've been doing this a long time, and I didn't realize how fun it would be pouring into my coaches and mentoring them in my system, and like we refine and improve. And so just hearing that from you, man, really is very gratifying. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And they do a great job of it. Like I said, they do a great job of explaining everything. And like I said, the first question out of my mouth most times when I get told to do something is why. So if I get told to do this exercise, why this one as opposed to this one?
Yep. Kind of cool. And you felt that then, because of how you are, your personality, and you need to understand that, you felt that in program design, in exercise technique, we've been able to back it up with substance, not just do it because I'm a trainer. It's like, well, actually, this is what we see. This is where we're going. This is where we are. So that means this is the thing.
Yeah, that's 100% exactly what it is.
Cool. Really cool.
Right. And that having the knowledge base of like, yes, this is what's going on. This is the purpose behind it is everything to me. That's kind of just where I'm at.
Fuck yeah. What lessons, if you were to reflect on the past year and some change, 15 months roughly? Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
16 months.
Right.
What lessons can you pull out? What reminders do I need to remind you of in the future that you've been pulling off and that I can steal from you and share with some other folks?
I mean, the biggest question I had to ask myself in the beginning is like, what do you really want? Right. Like, I'm sure every coach asks this question. Like when you talk about goals, right? Like, what do you want? And I'm sure you get the answer a lot of like, no, I want to lose like 10 pounds. I want to do this. I want to do that. And that's cool. But do you really want it? And I know that sounds dumb, but the lesson that I taught myself was like, yes, I actually do want this, right? It's not something that I'm just it's not a phase, right? So my music style switched when I got to high school. We decided to listen to like a heavy metal band, and like that became my whole personality. But that became like what I was listening to. So I wake up every morning and I have to prove to mom and dad that no, it's not a phase. This is a lifestyle now. And it's kind of the same way with the gym, right? I asked myself, do you really want it? The answer is yes. So now go take your medicine. That's one of the biggest lessons I've learned. Right. It's just understanding that like, yes, I really want it. So now I got to go get it. And it's me going and getting it. It's not something else, right? I can't be passive. Sitting down screws me over, that kind of a thing. You just got to go get it. So when you ask, I'm sure you've heard this last night, like, yes, this is what I want. But do you really want it? Right? You can ask that question.
Are you willing to do what it takes?
Yeah. Do you really want it?
Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be a six-pack with abs and do all that. It's like, does that
everybody
do what it takes?
What Ronnie Coleman said? Everybody wants to be a bodybuilder. Ain't nobody want to lift no heavy ass weight.
Big ass weights. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Ronnie, legend, man. Legend. That's real crazy where his body's at these days, man. It's like, it's heartbreaking to see. Guy can barely walk. Maybe a description or an example of, godly limitations of the human form. His spirit is unbeatable, but his body is like not having it. But
he still doesn't miss a chest or try day, believe you me.
Yeah, 100%. 100%, man. All right, last question for you, man. What advice or recommendations would you give to somebody who was maybe experiencing what you experienced a year and a half ago prior to coming in? Inconsistent, no structure, no routine, wants to get in better shape, better health, but it's kind of all over the place. What would you say to that person?
Find what you like. You're going to get out there and there's going to be someone that'll suggest running to you. And if running is not for you, that's cool. Someone's going to give you like weight training. If that's not for you, that's cool. Someone will tell you like powerlifting. Someone will tell you Pilates. Someone will tell you yoga. Someone will tell you like all these things. And I won't say a million different ways to skin this cat, but there's a lot of different ways that you can do to kind of get to this end goal. So I would say turn into a bit of a yes man and kind of just like say yes to everything. That's even like I met Jordan at the gym. And he's like, yo, dude, I go down to CrossFit Verve downtown. You want to come check it out? And I was like, sure. Why not? 45 minutes of masochism. Sure. But like fun every now and then. Right. But just try something and see if you like it or not. I got friends that I try to get into running. They don't. I got one friend that loves kickboxing right now. That's all she like. I would say that's all she does. Awesome. But she absolutely loves kickboxing. Right. And that's been like what she latches onto. So really just try it and find what you like. Right. Because once you like it, then you're going to be consistent. That's the deal. But you just have to find out what you like. Right. It was kind of same thing with like my meal prep. Right. Like find out which ones I like. I can't do broccoli. It's a texture thing. I wish I could. If I could do chicken, rice, and broccoli every day, I would be Ronnie Coleman. I just can't. Right. Find the vegetables that you like. Eat the vegetables that you like. Do that kind of thing. But you have to experiment and you have to find what you like. Don't try to force yourself into something that you don't like just because someone else does. If your boyfriend likes to go to the gym and lift, that's cool. You can follow him once or twice, maybe follow him for 2 weeks. If it ain't for you, that's fine. Branch out, go do something different. But
that's what I noticed, man. We try to like really push this idea of physical autonomy and physical expression. Be like, go do the things you really enjoy, and then have a good base of injury prevention, endurance, strength, stamina from a little bit of strength training. 2 days a week, 30 to 45 minutes. Well, it doesn't have to be the thing that you enjoy and that you love, but it does make everything else better and more enjoyable when you're in shape, when you're strong, when you can prevent injuries.
100%.
Sorry to interrupt you. What were you going to say?
No, that's it. Like I was just saying, but just go find out what you want. Like I got friends that love hiking, right? That's great. Go hiking. You probably need some kind of a cardio base. And then I bet you if you can do some like body weight squats, some stuff like that throughout the week, your hiking game improves that much more.
100%, man. Yeah. Brandon, thank you for the time, my friend.
No, thank you, sir.
I'm going to end the recording and then I'll wrap with you for a few.
Hoorah. Like I said, y'all do great work.